Mobius wants us to go after another artifact on some dead world called Zill. Apparently they sent in a specialist team, but they lost contact with them 2 days ago. Their bad luck, I guess. Figure we'll get hazard pay for this one. So here's the deal. This place is a morgue. Whatever used to live in these ruins up and died millions of years ago. Before they went missing, the Mobius team reported artifact radiation emanating from that big old hunk of rock over yonder. They brought a big damn laser drill to burn the way in.
Laser drill? That thing's a monster. If the Mobius team had access to that kind of hardware, I hate to think about what could have wiped them out.
Reckon we'll find out soon enough, partner.
Hey guys, I'm Mike from Vigil Gaming, and this is StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty. This map, or this level is the dig, or if you select the planet called Zill. And someone's going to start talking in a second, but you go up the hill, and then blah blah blah, people talk, whatever.
More Terran beings. The mysteries of this place are forbidden. You will pay for your transgressions with your lives.
Okay. At least we know what happened to the other expedition. Hold up there. Those Protoss cannons will tear us a new one if we try to advance. Swan, you promised me siege tanks. Where are they?
Settle down, Hotshot. They're coming. These babies will knock those cannons down from a nice, safe distance.
But yeah, you follow this path, and you get your siege tanks, and then you let them take care of these photon cannons. And actually, what you could do is just focus fire the pylon, which is that aqua thing in the middle, behind all the photon whatever cannons, and that'll actually disable them, because Protoss you have to have buildings in a pylon to be able to have them activate. But anyway, you can kill those or kill the pylon, but someone starts talking right about now.
These new siege tanks work just like the old ones. When you put them in siege mode, they get increased range and firepower. They can't move in siege mode, so if you need to reposition them, just switch them back into tank mode. You got it?
So basically, once you're done that, you're going to take your tanks off siege mode, get your whole army, and bring them up here. You're going to walk a little bit, and then some guy's going to tell you how to win everything in life. And yeah, so here he goes.
Let's get some siege tanks deployed on the high ground. They can pound that Protoss stalker before it even gets close to us.
So put your siege tanks onto this little hill here, put them in siege mode, and then have them fire at that beautiful Guardian. And of course it will die before it even gets to the ramp. And then a second one comes, so make sure you don't just take them off siege mode right away. And I kind of waited out a little bit, and nothing came. But I want to let you guys know right now that I didn't want to watch like 45 minutes worth of video to figure out where I lagged, but there will be lag spikes where the entire video stops for a couple of seconds. I apologize in advance. I don't want to watch 45 minutes worth and keep like stopping, commentating, whatever, to edit that out and all that. So I apologize in advance, hope you don't mind. But you go up here and then a little cinematic starts because you get this base.
Mobius base local net accessed. Decrypting security overrides. Transferring control of base structures to you, Commander.
Fired up. 174 gigawatts. The power of the sun at your fingertips. Now get it aimed at that door and let's get cutting.
Laser output is good. Drilling will take some time, but there's no other way into the temple. Sir, the Tal'Darim are mobilizing their forces against us.
So we set a perimeter and protect the drill until we're through. I'm just glad we've got siege tanks.
So, of course, you get equipped with all these SCVs, autosave, and you have a little bit of an army. And basically, you have two siege tanks. I deploy one on each entrance, and yeah, you also have this big laser thing. Excuse me. While and put up this tanks in siege mode, of course. This hiccup for the win. This laser is breaking through a temple door, which has 100,000 health or whatever. It does take a while, as you can tell from the 3-part 15-minute videos. provided for you. It can also hit the Protoss that come in and kill you. You'll see me use it later. But my basic strategy here was to build as many siege tanks as I can, put them in siege mode, and then just have a little bit of an army to defend off any expansions I make later on, or just any infantry that comes into my base by chance. So I keep putting, like, I build one and set the rally points differently. So when this one's done building, I'm going to set the rally point over here to the other side, and yeah, but that was basically my strategy. But someone starts talking right about now.
Sir, I've managed to access what's left of the Mobius Expedition sensor net. I'll route it through your map so you can see what the Tal'Darim are up to.
Alright, so until about the 10-minute mark, we are done in terms of people talking. So this is the door the temple, or the laser's working on. There's actually like 4 or something layers of door they have to get through. Probably every 20,000 health, I'm guessing. That would make 5 doors, right? But still, I'm guessing that's around right. So, as I mentioned, I want to build this. When I was doing this, I was thinking I want more siege tanks than anything. I want a decently sized army, but I don't want to like do it big. I want to have a couple Marines, a couple Marauders, a couple Medics, and then I'm good. The reason I'm doing this is because Black, one of our uploaders, a couple days like after or before I did these levels, he was like, every time I do a level, I just basically, whatever I have new, I spam build that. And I was like, that's a pretty good idea. And, of course, the idea was great in terms of this video, because as you're going to see later, I have a lot of siege tanks deployed onto these hills, and it's just awesome. Like, I don't even have to use my Marines or anything, I just had them for safekeeping. And you'll see later on, I get so bored, I just go into a Protoss base, see what I can kill with these guys, because I don't need them. So basically, I'd honestly just build a couple Marines. Like this, the army I have now for my Marines, it's great. Probably, it's great. I'd build more siege tanks is what I would do. More siege tanks, and once again, more siege tanks. The upgrades from the engineering bay, I don't think there is any for, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's any for vehicles there. I think that's only for infantry. Unless you get bored, unless you plan to get bored and go attack Protoss, I honestly wouldn't waste your minerals on it. I'd get the siege tanks, but one thing I would get, I don't know if you can get it in single player yet. It's, I believe the what's it called? What's that place called that has all the vehicle upgrades? I want to say it's a starport, but I don't. It's not. It's an armory, isn't it? I don't think you can build armories yet, though, in single player. But yeah, if you can, I'd build that to get the siege tanks more damage and more health. But I'm pretty sure you can. That's only multiplayer right away. But yeah, so as you see, siege tank after siege tank, putting them in siege mode, kind of deploying them strategically, kind of like one's like right in front of the thing, other one's going in between the two, and so yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's my strategy there, and I am running low on minerals at the start of this video, but later on I won't be. I do end up expanding, which I highly recommend you do, because, well, you're going to have to, because you're going to run out of minerals. Because the door isn't going to break very soon, and the minerals are going to run out by the time that door is open. So, definitely would recommend expanding. I'm not saying expand like the second you get 400 minerals for a new command center. I'm just saying, you know, have that in mind. Have, with all your mining and whatnot, with the SCV, just have that in mind that you're going to be expanding. And there's actually a mineral field just right outside your base, and you'll see me get it. And yeah, so be prepared for that. But I forgot to mention this from like the start of the video, but the main objective is to destroy the Templar door, and the laser must survive. The bonus objective you'll see me get later, it's 0 out of 3 obtain 3 relics, I believe, Protoss relics. This is the lag I was talking about. As you see, it's frozen. Sorry about this. Once again, it gets frozen. But yeah, I do finish a bonus objective. I get all 3 Protoss relics. I just did it because I was so damn bored. You don't have to block off this place. I thought there was going to be people coming from there. That's why I blocked off with supply depots. But actually, there's no one that comes from there, so you're good. But as you see, there's some guys there sent my Marines to help, because of course there's not a lot of siege tanks. I actually lost one. And make sure you use SCVs to repair the siege tanks if they've taken damage. As you see, the second one on the left there took damage, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna send an SCV to go repair it. You want this early on. You really want this because you don't have a lot of siege tanks, and they're basically your infantry. So be very mindful of that. And the laser itself can be repaired. If it takes damage, it can be repaired. That is the affirmative. It can, C-A-N. It can be repaired with SCVs. So that's good. But yes. Other than that, the door is at this point at 77,000 health out of 100,000. Then 10 minutes in or whatever, it has lost about 30, not even 30,000 health. So, you know, yeah. But soon one of the Xel'Naga or Protoss people is going to talk. So let's listen.
You would desecrate that which belongs to the gods. This will not be borne by the faithful.
Sir, those are Protoss Archons. If they get too close, our men won't stand a chance. I'm giving you manual control of the laser drill. See if you can use it against the Protoss.
All right, you heard the man. Swing that laser around. We can use it to drive back the Protoss.
Right, so the laser can be used against the Protoss. If you select the laser and then right-click an enemy, and it'll attack them. And it by default, you don't have to. If once it kills something, it'll automatically go back to the temple door, so you don't have to click on the temple door. But one of the things that I read in the loading screen, but I forgot to apply into this level, was you can actually shift-click on things, and that'll create like a objective list. And that's very good if you have like a lot of things. As you saw there, I had to kill 4 things from the Protoss, and I could have just selected all 4 of them, and it would have went 1, 2, 3, 4 without me having to be there with them the whole time. But these things, these Templar Guardians, these ones that are kind of like floating or up, those ones you really do want to kill. You don't have to kill them. I mean, like, well, you do, because the siege tanks want people to kill them really fast until you have a lot. But basically, the laser will be used to kill those guys as well. I did try to kill these guys a little bit. You don't have to kill those guys. The tanks can take care of those. But it'll also be used to take the, I don't know what they're called. I think they're called stalkers. They're like really tall golden things that shoot lasers out of their eyes. They'll get rid of those, as well as air support. You want to take out air support. But yes, so like I mentioned, I'm basically building siege tanks the whole time. Lasers on the door unless I need to kill some Protoss. Setting my rally points back and forth between this entrance and the second one. Trying to clear out any available space people could get through. And yeah. And as you see, look at my army. I have what, like, I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Marines. What, 3? Well, 7 Marines now, I guess, something like that. 3 Marauders and 4 Medics. And I think I build a couple more Marines or Marauders and Medics here and there. But honestly, I would just save your minerals for the siege tanks. Once you've created a couple more Marines and maybe a couple Marauders and Medics. But really, siege tanks are your #1 priority, like I've mentioned multiple times. Here's the lag again. They didn't last that long this time. That's nice. And if you are building supply depots, it's probably a really good idea to borrow them. I don't know what the official name is, but so you can, like, they're underground. You can like walk across them, or else you're gonna have to, like, it's gonna be very annoying, and your SCV's gonna get stuck. But yeah, at this point, someone is gonna start talking. So let us listen to what he has to say, because it is apparently important because he's talking.
Alert. Enemy air units on approach vector.
Damn it. Air units, nothing. Those are transports. Use the laser to knock them down fast.
So as that guy said, and as I mentioned earlier, use the laser against the air support, because I believe they drop down zealots or some sort of Protoss enemy that will bug you. And the siege tanks can shoot air support, but they weren't for a while. Like, I don't know. One guy shot here, but yeah. And the laser does take a while to actually like target and shoot the laser at whatever you're targeting. So as I mentioned, air support, the guys that float and the big stalker guys that shoot crap out of their eyes are golden. Those are the guys you only want to use the laser on, as well as the door. And then making more siege tanks and a decently sized army for your expansion and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, tell your friends, more videos to come. I am Mike from Visual Gaming, and I will see you in the next part of the next video. Whatever you decide to watch, I'll be there. Goodbye.